Yeah, I have
Wonderful.
a PowerPoint presentation with
Yeah.
the explanation
Wonderful.
about.
I do want to ask a question when Mark returns, though.
Yeah, he's right back. He wanted to get his cap. He has a
Yeah.
we gave him a cap last week. Yeah, last week. Where's that?
You see it?
Antoinette, are you there?
Yeah, Lee, I'm over here. Could you hear me?
Yes.
I have all his stuff out, you know, the letters he sent my mom and his and my
Okay.
grandpa, and
Okay.
a lot of nice things that my mother kept for all these years. And
Well,
now I have them.
I tell you what, why don't you show a few of them of Alex, and then I have a question for Johan and Martin. Okay, so
Okay.
we'll start with you first, and by that time, hopefully the others will have gotten back on.
Oh, well, this isn't.
These are letters.
Lee, these are just like postcards that he sent to my mom, and this was 1943
Okay,
that he
Okay,
was
so-
sending this.
all
Okay.
right.
This is
That was
1944.
But I've got them all. I've got so many of them. It's crazy to show all of them like
Well,
this.
just show a few.
Show me his dog tags. Give me his dog tag. Here. No, Anthony, his dog tags are in there.
We hebben ze.
I know you might have seen this.
Yeah,
Ja.
that was in the article
Okay.
by Lee.
Yeah,
In the
okay.
archives? Where was it?
Hold on one sec.
Die
Ja.
staan ze helemaal op zet, hè?
Was too young to know him really well. I was only 5 when you were 6. So you were born in 38, Martin?
38, 1938.
I'm born in 838
38, yeah,
in September.
in September.
Lee,
Yes, yeah.
I'm sorry to do that.
Yeah, no.
This was Uncle Al's girlfriend.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, that was his girlfriend.
oh boy, wow.
Yeah, and you know what? I honestly don't even know her name. I would have to check that out.
Yes, of
But I
course.
do know that was his girlfriend, yeah,
Uh-huh.
Was she back in the US or was she
Yes.
overseas?
in the US. She was in the US. Mhm.
Did Alex also participate in the landing on Normandy? And
And the rest of them.
He had a few battles in France and in Belgium. And his division was so exhausted that they were flown to England to rest,
yeah,
take a breath. And then they perished, they flew over into Holland.
Ja,
yeah.
dat means he
And
has.
they landed in the territory of Best, did they not?
Now,
is
there were 2 dropping zones, and Alex was dropped at the dropping zone B and C, and
Yeah,
that was the dropping zone near Son. In your article, you write that at ZON, but
Oh,
actually
Zon.
it's SON.
oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ann. So my brother found his dog
Dog
tags,
tags.
the scapular, not his dog tags, it's scapular that
Scapular.
he wore. Yeah, yeah,
that's
that
the
was his.
scapular, Our Lady
I'm
of Mount
sorry.
Carmel.
Yeah,
He was,
I got that.
Roman, he was Catholic, I guess.
Yes.
yes,
uh-huh.
yes,
Because all Italians are Catholic.
yeah.
Mostly, yeah.
At that time, yeah.
Yeah, a good percentage of them. Thank you, Antoinette. Thank you very much
You're
for that.
very welcome.
That was beautiful.
Yeah,
I've often wondered why the Italians are so attracted to the Carmelites. I know that Our Lady of Mount Carmel is a huge celebration for the Italians.
All
And
right.
yes, and there's Saint Peter Thomas, Saint Andrew. There's just a whole host
He's very.
of Carmelites
no, yeah,
that the Italians honor. So, but
Okay.
yes. So, before we go into the
Oh.
your PowerPoint,
Lee, can I mention something?
sure.
Yeah.
Uncle Alex was buried, okay, with grandma and grandpa,
his mother and father.
okay, at Mount Carmel Cemetery.
Another Mount Carmel.
Yeah,
That was the foundation of the Carmelites at Mount Carmel.
Yes.
and I was just there decorating their stone, which we do twice a year.
Yeah.
And I put a snowman and a Santa Claus and a Christmas tree because the stone represents my grandfather, my grandmother, and my Uncle Alex.
Yeah.
So he's buried with his mother and his father.
And that cemetery is located in Cook County?
It's in
Yeah.
Hillside.
Hillside.
Yes,
Cook.
that is Cook County.
That is Cook County,
Yeah.
right?
But Johan, you have done your research.
Yeah.
No, that's all in the Roll of Honor. In the Roll of Honor, it says where he was buried, or where he is now buried, because I'm going to show you where he was first buried.
Yes.
Right,
exactly.
right. I
Yes,
know
exactly.
that.
But before we go into that, and we have to do that very quickly, I
I
want to know, Johan, who was it? One of your students who read my article and alerted you?
It was mere coincidence, really. I was so shocked because 2 years ago I came across this story from Martin, and I came across the name Alex Lulio, but I couldn't find a picture, none. But I thought it would be a wonderful assignment for my students. So and I'll show you later on, I gave them an assignment with the story of Martin and Alex, and I asked them, try to come up with the name. Who is Alex?
Yeah.
And then they had to go to the Roll of Honor, and that's something that they had to learn for history lessons. They did that, and then I said, okay, everybody that can give me a picture of Alex Lulio Jr. can get a whipped cream cake. So last year, nothing happened. Nobody could come up with a picture because I couldn't, so they couldn't as well. And it must have been November 7th or 8th that I gave the assignments to my class. And I have a very enthusiastic class right now. And within a few minutes, somebody came up, is it Alex Lulio Jr.? Yeah, that's right. But I still had the bet going on for the whipped cream cake. So then the girl says, yeah, I also have 2 pictures of him. I said, what? I never saw those pictures. And then another boy from another group came, yeah, Alex Lulio Jr. and a picture, 2 pictures. And your article was published on October 3rd.
The second session. I'm sorry.
So a few days before I gave the assignment, your article was published on the internet. That's how they found out. So they went to the Roll of Honor, found out Alex Lulio Jr., then Googled that one, and then they came up. So it costed me 3 whipped cream cakes in my classroom. But I was very happy to give that to them.
Will you tell them thank you from the bottom of our hearts?
I will.
For sure.
So how did you meet Martin, Johan?
Yeah, that's a difficult story. My girlfriend is the granddaughter of Martin.
Oh,
So we are about to marry in June this year.
Congratulations.
yes,
So
congratulations.
2 years ago, I met Martin, and then I came up with the story.
Wow, bravo.
I just
Bravo.
want, I don't know if you can view this, but this is the cemetery.
You
Where
can't see it,
the-
Mom.
Oh, okay,
Pardon me?
that's Hillside.
Yeah, that's the one in Hillside and
All
that's
right.
Mount Carmel. Yeah.
Very good. Martin, Johan, why don't you begin now the Operation Market Garden and
Okay.
give us
I'm
some
gonna try to-
historical setting.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to share my screen with you guys and show you what we've done the last 2 weeks during my Christmas break. And of course,
Thank you for that.
Oh, so my Christmas break, eh?
Okay. Okay, Martin's last name is Van Roosmalen, and my last name is Van Geffen. And I also added my phone number for you. So if there's anything else you would like to know, you can always email me or phone me. The picture above, that's me and Fiona, my girlfriend. The picture in the middle, that is last year taken in a restaurant for the 50th anniversary wedding, 60th wedding anniversary. The woman on the left is Wil Therese, the daughter of Martin and Helena. And on the right is Marcel, the son of Martin and Helena. And of course, the wonderful wedding couple themselves. And this is Martin.
Oh,
1945.
It's 1945. The war was still going on. We live in the southern part of the Netherlands, and the northern part wasn't liberated yet. So there was a lot of fighting going on, even in Sint-Oederode at that particular time. So
Yes.
his father built a shelter.
Yeah, that's above the shelter.
Yeah, it's on top of the shelter.
At that time, we
Shelter.
lived regularly in the shelter.
Yeah. And well, Martin is born in Sint-Oederode, still lives in Sint-Oederode, and Elena is born in Schijndel and married for 61 years now.
God bless you both.
Oh, wow.
Okay, this is the region where we live, and this is also where Operation Market Garden took place on September 17. It's the largest airborne operation ever conducted. It was larger than Normandy because there was an entire British airborne brigade, the first British airborne brigade, and the Polish brigade involved, and the 82nd Airborne Division by the Americans and the 101st Airborne Division. And
Can you put that back, Johan?
Yeah,
Can you put it? And if you see Eindhoven, and
Yeah.
that zone, that's where the parachute landing was.
between Son and Sint-Oederode, between that, here on the western part of the red line.
And they
Yeah.
were supposed to go all the way up to Arnhem and cross into Germany there.
Yeah, well, for the 101st Airborne Division, they had to secure they had to secure the bridges here at Eindhoven, at Son, at Sint-Oederode. There were 2 bridges and 4 bridges at Veghel, where I live. And the 82nd was to secure the bridge across the river Maas at Graven, and the river Waal at Nijmegen. And the 1st British Airborne Division should conquer the bridge across the river Rhine together with the Polish Brigade. That
Wow.
was the plan.
I'm just curious, what province are those communities in?
The largest part up until Nijmegen is North Brabant.
North Brabant?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, something went wrong with my picture. Nevertheless, it's the Market Garden. Market is the airborne part, and Garden was the ground. The 30th British Corps with 1,200 tanks would invade Germany to avoid the Siegfried Line, the defensive line in Germany. And the airborne troops had to secure the bridges to Arnhem so that the 30th Corps could go into Germany. And these are original.
There
Yes?
it is.
What was the percentage of troops? Mostly British or Polish?
No, American.
American.
There are 2 American divisions. Each division is about 10 to 12,000 men.
Wow.
And the airborne division, the British airborne division, was also 10 to 12,000. And the Polish brigade was about, I think, 2,000 people.
Okay, thank you.
And there were a lot
What
of.
general would be in charge of that?
This was officially the main supreme commander was, of course, Dwight D. Eisenhower. But this was the plan of Field Marshal Montgomery, Bernard Montgomery.
Montgomery.
Yeah, and the commander of the 101st Airborne Division was General Maxwell Taylor.
Maxwell
Wow.
Taylor, yeah.
Maxwell Taylor.
So the 101st Airborne Division, their nickname was the Screaming Eagles. They had several regiments. Now, the ones that are interesting for us is the 501 regiment that liberated my town, Veghel. The 502 regiment of Alex that liberated Sint-Oederode in dropping zone B. And the 506 regiment, which you might know from the TV series of Band of Brothers, they liberated Eindhoven. And then there's the 527 regiment, glider regiment, that did supportive for all the regiments with lots of artillery and jeeps. Now, perhaps I think this is a part that Alex, that Martin can tell you also, because on Sunday afternoon, that we live in the southern part, so that's a Catholic part, where everybody went to church, and most of them were in church when they heard a lot of noise. I know from 2 people that one of them was telling me the roof tiles were trembling. That was my dad. He was 12 years of age when he lived at this very small village near Veghel. and he saw the 501 coming down, and he said the entire sky was black with parachutes.
Uncountable.
Yeah.
Uncountable.
Yeah,
And that was Alex
Met parachutes and met gliders.
yeah,
They were
and gliders.
yeah. My dad told me that the roof tiles of his house, he was living very near dropping zone A. They said they were just trembling, and there was a 7-year-old girl in Schijndel that looked up to the sky and said, "Look, Daddy, there are mushrooms in the sky." That was my mother. That's why I have a sort of a personal relation with Operation Market Garden, because both my parents saw that, and now that I met Martin, it's even becoming more close to us.
Beautiful,
Wow.
beautiful.
Mhm.
This is the castle of Henkenshagen in Sint-Uderode. And this was the headquarters of the 502 regiment, but also the headquarters of the 101st Airborne Division. So this is where General Maxwell Taylor stayed.
Wow.
And this is also what Alex had to do. He had to secure the headquarters. He was the HQ company. These are pictures from the Museum of Liberating Wings at Best, near the dropping zone where Alex was dropped, with lots of pictures from the inside of a Dakota and how the paratroopers looked like, airborne troops looked like.
Wow.
And on Sunday, September 17, 1944, with the liberation of Sint-Uderode, there was a lot of heavy fighting between the Germans and the airborne troops at the cemetery, at the Catholic cemetery of Sint-Uderode. There has been, you still can find bullet holes on the walls of the church and in the graves,
Wow.
because there was a lot of fighting there.
Yeah.
But actually, the liberation of Sint-Uderode himself was done rather quickly by the airborne troops. They are considered to be elite troops by the Americans and by the Germans. And this is the place where the foxhole was.
Oh, wow.
This is the exact position. If you look at the first one, the first picture here, left top corner, that is exactly the spot. Here on the right top corner, you look into the center of Sint-Uderode, and this is from the other side, left bottom corner. That is the direction of Best.
Yeah.
So this was, you have to be aware of the fact that the houses weren't there at that particular time. So
Right.
this was open country. This was farmland. And this was the borderline of Sint-Uderode, looking towards the Germans at Best and Holland.
Amazing.
For those of you who don't know that city, it's Sint, which would be our saint, and then Odenrode,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Odenrode means Oda, the Saint Oda, and Rode means castle, the castle of Saint Oda.
Catholic. Hè?
Yeah, it's Catholic, so that's why.
Yes.
These are things we found at the museum. These are cans of food
Yeah.
which the airborne soldiers took with them
Yeah.
when they were dropped. So these were Martin recognized them as the cans he received from
Get them
Alex.
Alex.
Yeah.
Oh,
And these are pictures also from the museum in Best, where we went last week.
amazing.
This is the museum as well, but also the remembrance monuments in our region, just to show you how much we appreciate the liberation of our country. We suffered 4 years of occupation by the Germans, and the canned food that Martin got, there were some things in, like gingerbread, that he never experienced before that as a small boy. So that made a large impression. But these are the monuments that we have in all different towns and cities. Nevertheless, how small the towns are, they have monuments to remember and to commemorate the liberation by the American paratroopers.
Remember September. Because
Yeah. And this is also a monument, and this is the former US military cemetery at Son, near the dropping zone. And this is the cemetery where Alex was buried for the first time.
Yeah.
Oh, my. This one, the
Oh,
center one, huh?
gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Wow.
there's still remembrance signs to make sure that people commemorate the heroes that are fallen for us. Also with lots of details and information about there are British soldiers, Canadian soldiers, and even German soldiers, but there was a special part for the airborne troops. So soldiers from the 101st Airborne, they were buried separately because they were considered to be the heroes of our region. And this is a monument at the market square of Sint-Oederode. This is from the guys from the B company of the 502 regiment with the names of the people that were killed in action in Sint-Oederode themselves.
Oh.
But this was B company and Alex was part of HQ company. And this is a monument at Sint-Oederode near the apartment where we are right now. As a matter of fact, if we look down, we can see the monument
Yes.
for the 101st Airborne Division with lots of thanks and gratitude towards the airborne troops that liberated this town.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's a gift
Wow.
from the airborne to the people of Sint-Oederode. So
Wow.
it's and each year in September 17th, there's a large festivity going on right here.
Beautiful.
And we also have a part in the Catholic cemetery that's British, where the British soldiers that were wounded, there was a provisional military hospital here in Sint-Oederode, so they have their own graves as well. And this is my class,
Oh,
history lessons at Elder College. And we do that in the bilingual department. That means that in year 1, 2, and 3, they have lessons. It's about the half of their lessons is in English. So my history lesson is always in English.
Oh.
To make it more difficult, I guess. Don't do that in Italian. I'm not quite sure whether you've seen that, but there is original black and white footage of the 101st Airborne Division being dropped in to the Netherlands and their departure from Greenham Commons. And I know that Alex also departed from Greenham Commons.
Oh, you could
That was
go
the
on.
airport strip in England.
We could go on there.
I'm not quite sure how to get into this one. Yeah, here. Can you see that?
Oh, wow, yes. Oh, wow.
I'll put the sound off. This is September 17th. This is original footage from the airfield strip where
Oh my God.
they were departed.
Oh, wow.
These are Waco gliders. And I wanted to show you a part because there are people from the 502 HQ company that you can see. Just a minute. These are the Waco gliders. And then within a few minutes, they wrote a lot of things on top of the airplanes. I included the link for the video in the PowerPoint presentation, and I will send it to you later on.
Thank you. Thank you.
Because I think this is wonderful footage. I showed this to my students.
This is great.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah. And I think this is one of 35 airport strips where they took off. So they needed 35 airport strips to get the entire airborne division into the air.
Beautifully small.
And this is the 502. It's the parachute infantry regiment marching towards the planes on Greenham Commons.
Wow. Magnificent.
Yeah, just within a few seconds, you'll see the HQ company. Because they're in this footage as well. This is the 502 parachute infantry regiment. And this is the HQ, 502 HQ.
Wow.
These are fellow soldiers of Alex.
Wow. Oh.
Wow.
And I can also show you a bit of the landing zone of the 502. This is departure, but they also took. This is This is the Zuid-Willemsvaart near our place, Veckel. This is the castle of Heeswijk, where it's very close to where we live. They were dropped in the wrong place. This was the first battalion of the 501.
I understand that the morning was very foggy and there was a screw up on the landing zones.
Now, this was a mistake by the scouts. They were shut down at the province of Zeeland. So the first battalion landed at the wrong place. The rest went perfectly, actually. You can see that over here, because this is footage, and this is near Son. This is the dropping zone in Son. And here you can see how large the amount of soldiers and equipment was. And look at the sky.
Wow.
The
Oh,
mushrooms.
You can always recognize if you see footage from the landing zone of Zon, because that was the only landing zone that had gliders in it.
look at that, man.
Maybe I missed it, but how did the gliders get up in the air?
With the Dakotas, they were hung on a cable and they were thrown by the Dakotas.
So each glider was led by an actual prop plane.
Yeah, and when they were close to the landing zone, they let loose of the cable.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Thank you. This together with sound, you can imagine how much impression that would make for ordinary people right here in this team.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I have the chills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'll send you the entire PowerPoint presentation, and then you can look that at your own convenience. All right.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Johan, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you
thought-
so much.
I wasn't sure whether you knew that, so I thought I'd bring
Oh.
that one.
It's so refreshing and enlightening, and it's things we didn't know. Right.
It is. Exactly.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you so much.
Now, I think we are the ones that have to thank you and Alex, because we were the ones that were liberated.
That's great.
That was great. You put a lot of effort and time into doing all of
You
that.
sure did.
Yes.
Yeah, but it also was a very nice assignment for my students. So.
Oh, that was great.
We tried to do that more, actually there was mere coincidence that, for instance, Alex is American, so he speaks English. Our lessons are in English, so I can only use English sources. So
Sure.
that's wonderful.
That was great.
And Martin, I mean, yes, Martin, I'm looking at you and I'm
Yes.
just thinking of you when you were 6 years old.
Oh, yeah.
How wonderful.
Long time ago.
Yeah,
Some of
a
us-
long time ago, yeah.
There are some here in the picture who weren't even born yet.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I came a year later, but Anthony
I was born in 42.
in 42.
42, yeah. So we were youngins. Martin was young, 6 years old. I was 5.
You were 5.
Yeah.
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 I wasn't even a thought.
You weren't a thought. You had to wait.
You have a long time to go.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
definitely.
And you and your wife look so wonderful. You have a very long time to go.
Oh,
Yeah.
I clean them every day.
Yes, it's good. Hug and kiss as often as you can.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. My mom and dad were married 60 years.
Yeah, but in May, we are 61.
61 for
And I
you.
know I saw that. Yes, wonderful.
We go up to 65 and then we will have a celebration.
That sounds great.
And my wife and I, Bernadette and I, will be 50 years in July.
Unbelievable.
Oh, wow.
Unbelievable. Well, look at the girl you have, Lee.
Yeah.
She's perfect.
Yeah.
You better say yeah. Agree with that one. Your feet will be going blank.
This is just overwhelming. It is just,
Yeah.
I was so excited. Ever since you said that Johan
Johan,
and
and-
Martin contacted you, I was like, I've been living on a cloud. And
Ah,
I
yeah.
couldn't wait till this day. Yeah.
Well, I think the same goes for us, and the same
Oh.
goes for my students, because they were very disappointed that you had a Zoom meeting on a Sunday evening during
Oh,
Christmas break. So,
Oh,
so
but I'll
sad,
show you,
sorry.
I'll tell them the details and I'll show
Oh,
them.
please,
Yes,
yes,
yes.
yes, because this,
Thank
Well,
will-
hopefully they can watch the recording.
which
Yeah.
will be great.
yeah.
I have
Well-
some questions, perhaps, and perhaps you have questions as well. Perhaps.
I know. I mean, it just went by so quickly.
Yeah,
I mean, was great, just great. Don't forget, it's all taped, right?
What are
oh,
the
yeah, it's all
questions?
recorded.
What are the
what-
questions? Maybe quickly?
What was his last letter that he wrote to the United States, to his mother?
Oh, my God, I have
You know,
all,
we have the dates, okay? and-
1944.
We saw letters in 1944.
Yeah,
But he didn't send a letter when he arrived in Holland, I guess.
You know, if she goes through this thoroughly,
yes.
she will probably find something in reference to, okay, maybe that mission. If they can print that at that time, I don't know. But she has a number of letters that we'll go over, and then we'll give this information to Lee. Okay, where he then can
Yeah.
maybe give you some answers.
Sure.
Yeah, perhaps
That
we
would
can
be great.
exchange some information on that one.
Yes, yeah, we'll try to do that. Because she has everything. My mother kept everything.
Yeah, my mother kept every letter she got from him.
I mean, there's hundreds of letters.
I mean, I have so many and she kept them so beautifully, all, wrapped in
good.
this plastic.
Very good.
And
Did
This
Alex?
this was, February 9th, 1944. And
I
the-
just
Get your 'em later, get your 'em later.
yeah,
you
there's
have
two
to-
different dates. I have
Yeah,
to look-
well, I ask you because I know that the Historical Society here in Sint-Oederode and in Best are also very much interested in your story.
Oh,
So the community of what we now call Meijerijstad are several villages together. They are very much interested in the story of Alex.
Lee, look what you started, Lee. We love you.
Yeah, why don't we continue that, Johan?
Yeah, we should. Well, I didn't show you the last slide, and because we have to come to an end. If you ever get to the Netherlands,
Oh, we'd love to
visit
see.
us.
Yeah.
That would be
Make
great.
sure that you have a decent place to stay, and we'll be more than happy to entertain you.
That would be
Okay.
great.
That'd be great.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you can come here also.
And you're more than welcome to visit us.
Yeah, how about
you can
that?
stay with us.
Yeah,
But I think it's more interesting for you guys to
I
see
think,
where
yeah.
Alex was.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yes. But open invitation.
I have a question. I have a question. Can you make a photo van his grave?
Of
Yeah.
his
Oh.
face?
Is that do you want?
Photo. Oh,
A
yeah.
photo.
Oh, I have it. Oh, I have many of them because I always decorate.
Send it to you.
Okay.
I'll send it to you. All right, or go through Lee or whichever way we
Yeah,
do it.
Yeah, okay.
And you will see his name and the date. He's next to his mother and father.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you for asking.
Thank you.
I have that photo. I can send it to you.
Okay, thank you.
I just want to thank you, Martin, for really being the source of all of this. And Johan, for the research that you've done. It is incredible. And we look forward to hearing from you, and we'll keep this communication going. And thank you, everybody, for participating.
And
Thank
thank
you,
you.
Lee.
Thank you,
so
Lee.
much.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you. You're welcome.
Thank
Very
you.
nice meeting you.
Yes.
You too.
Nice
Thank you.
meeting
Wonderful.
you.
God bless everybody. Bye
Bye.
now. Bye.
That's
Take
the
care.
text now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, man.
Wat spontaan.
I